Welcome back to Be a Better Baddie. My name is Quenisha, and I am your host, coach, teacher, and fellow baddie. Be a Better Baddie is the community for ambitious women who struggle with consistency and following through on their goals, and I am here to provide that accountability and kick in the butt that you need so that you can start building the momentum in your life and achieve your goals. Today, we are talking about why ambitious women can't be consistent. You've done all the right things. You've made the plan. You got the tracker. You got the planner. You know you want to do better. You have a real goal, a high impact goal, and you have an actual plan behind it. And you just know this time it is going to be different. All of us have been there. I have been there multiple times. Week one, you show up, everything's incredible. You know why? You're on a high. You're showing up, you're checking things off your list, and you are the most disciplined version of yourself. Week two, you're still in it, but your energy has shifted a little bit. Week three, you miss a day. Then you miss 2 days. Then you're not really sure what happened, but some kind of way that planner's not opened anymore. And what goal? What you talking about? Oh, I'm gonna start back on it later, right? All of us have been there, and that is just what happens. Today we're going to talk about why you keep fading and what you need to do differently. Now, before I get into today's episode, I want to remind you all about the Better Baddie experience that is coming up on May 30th. If you already resonate with what I've talked about in this introduction about being an ambitious woman who just can't quite follow through, or you know this summer you have big plans, this workshop is for you. My goal is for every woman to leave with one high impact goal with a strong why, a tight list of action items, and at least the first 2 weeks of the 12 weeks mapped out. This will be an interactive workshop where you'll discuss your thought process with other like-minded women, because keep in mind, this isn't a place where anyone is just showing up all willy-nilly, right? The type of woman who's coming to the Better Baddie experience is ambitious, just like you, ready to set and maintain a high impact goal. They crave community, structured accountability, and they want to be supportive in other women's process. So I have more details on the event page. Please go check it out. Better Baddie Experience, May 30th, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Central Time. So think about what that looks like for your time zone. Virtual and $20. Literally less than a meal at Chili's, but not that 3 for me. I love Chili's, but it's quite affordable, I will say, So don't miss out on this. And I'll also include this. I'm going to be introducing the Baddie Circle there. And the Baddie Circle is the accountability group that will support you through the 12 weeks. I'll also include information about that in the description. But let's jump into this episode. Now, for all my ambitious baddies out there, it's not like you're just sitting around doing nothing. You know that you care. You've consumed every single self-help book or Instagram reel or YouTube video out there. You're listening to this podcast, and you've done hard things in the past and you've figured out things on your own. So what is so different now? The things that work for you in the past don't work the same anymore. When you level up in life, your old systems don't automatically level up with you. You need to figure out what works for you, because now your responsibilities are heavier, your goals are bigger, your schedule is more complicated. So you need to adjust. This isn't you being lazy or being incompetent. You literally need to readjust your approach to your goals. So I want to talk about what's really going on and why you can't stay consistent. Reason one is you're already burnt out before you even start. And burnout doesn't look like a breakdown. It could sometimes just be low-grade exhaustion. You're showing up, but you're not feeling it. You're just there and you're existing. A lot of the women that I work with have experienced failure because they're already running on empty and they're trying to build a new habit on top of a crumbling foundation. You can't sustain what you want to build when you don't have anything left to build with. Mental, physical, emotional exhaustion are all very real. And if you are just ignoring it and pushing harder through it, that's not you being disciplined, sis, okay? You're being reckless with your own resources. You're being reckless with yourself. Your energy is a resource and you have to protect it before you can invest it into anything. The second reason that you can't be consistent is because you're working alone. And isolation kills consistency. When you're working alone, no one knows what you're working towards. No one's checking in on you. No one's working alongside with you. So the stakes feel low. So when you just slowly start to fall off by week 3, it's easy to just let that happen because you're the only person that knows it's happening. We are not wired for isolation as humans. We are wired for community, and your goals don't exist in a vacuum. So when you're in a room with women who are serious, it changes what you think is possible. I'm hinting at what happens in the baddie circle, right? Your standards are going to change. Your follow through is going to change because you're no longer accountable to just yourself. You're accountable to something bigger. Working in silos isn't you making this huge statement about how independent you are. It actually makes you fragile and more likely to fall off. People who are in accountability groups are 95% more likely to achieve their goal. What? And I know it's true because it happens to me. When I'm in accountability groups, the momentum keeps going. I know that I'm going to talk about this with people. I'm excited to hear what my accountability group members have achieved. So that is another thing that is keeping you being inconsistent. The last reason that you are being inconsistent is because you are setting up expectations that set you up to fail. When you create your plan wasn't designed for reality. When you built your plan, you thought about a schedule that the best version of you existed in, the best version of your week, where you always woke up on time, you always had the energy, and everything was going to be perfectly fine. And that's not what happens. When a surprise week pops up and you get derailed, that should not throw off everything that you have built. Now, this can show up in 2 ways. First way I just explained, right? You expect every day to look the same, and your plan requires you to be at the same energy level, have all the same conditions, always have the same time available every single day. And that's not real. And that's what we see on social media all the time. Put it in your schedule. Do it, do it, do it. And it's not that black and white. Life is not black and white. Okay? The second, and it's related, is the all or nothing trap. You feel like if you can't do your plan perfectly that you wrote down, you just don't need to do it at all. So after you missed one workout, I'm not working out for the whole month. And that's not what consistency is. Consistency is not about being 100% of the time. It's not about perfect execution. It's not about your ability to just work past everything. It's about how you can recover, right? Think about a basketball player. When they're on the court, they need to recover quickly and make a decision because they know that they need to get to the other side of the court. So if the ball gets taken from them, they know they still need to play. They know that they have their team members working. I don't know how basketball works really, but this is what I imagine when I'm thinking about consistency. They're recovering quickly. They're jumping right back in the game. They don't stop and say, oh my God, like the game is over, guys. Let's just give up. I didn't make that shot. No, you keep going, right? And you also need to think about what your minimum action looks like because that's something I think we're really forgetting about. All the little minimal actions that we can do that still count. So even if you miss that workout, a walk and a stretch, that counts. I have it embedded in my plan already for my workout plan. I already know I'm not going to have the energy and the mental fortitude to want to lift heavy weights 4 to 5 times. I don't. I get tired of it and I dance and I know my body can't handle it. I have low energy days built in. I'm doing something and that counts. So I want to quickly talk about what you actually need. We talked about the 3 reasons you're inconsistent. 1 is you're already burnt out before you start working on the plan. 2 is you're working completely alone. And 3 is you have unrealistic expectations. So let's talk about what you actually need to do to address the first one about you being burned out. You need to audit your energy. What is it that is draining you? What's on your plate that shouldn't be there anymore? What is it about your goal that directly conflicts with where you are right now? Figure that out. And that's one of those big, I need to sit down and think about it type of moments, right? Second, you need support that's built into your system. So I've already named the Baddie circle. That is one surefire way you can build accountability into your system so that it holds you up to your commitments, even when your motivation dips, because I'm telling you, your motivation will dip. And I'm obviously not saying the Baddie circle is the only way you can have accountability, right? If you and your friends get together and you and your friends are serious about checking in on your goals and providing each other real feedback and not just being a mirror for one another, that works. The last thing that you can do to address this lack of consistency is build a plan that's built for imperfect days. You need to figure out what your minimum looks like. Yes, I had a hard week, but how am I going to move forward? Define that and then build it. So let's wrap up this episode. The plans that you used to follow, the systems that you used to follow, they don't work anymore because you're not that same girl anymore. You're not that girl, okay? You don't just keep restarting the same cycle over and over again, hoping for different results. I need you to stop, look at your system, adjust, and build something that actually works for your life. You are driven, you are ambitious, you can be disciplined, you can be motivated, but you need to figure out what works for you. And you can come to the Better Baddie experience, and I promise you, you will walk out with a new plan, a plan that works for you. And if you come into the Baddie circle, then everything will work out for you. Even if we have to adjust your plan, even if we have to adjust your goal, that's okay. That's realistic. So I'll see you all in the next episode, and let me know what you think about this episode. If you are listening on YouTube or Spotify where you can leave comments, let me know. And also, please leave a rating for the show. If you're a new listener or you've been listening and you haven't left a review or a rating yet, please take some time to let me know what you think. And I will see you all in the next one. Until then, I hope you have a positively productive, self-loving day. Bye.